Looking for an awesome algae eater that has become a permanent staple in my planted aquariums? Keep watching as I share the amazing world of Amano shrimp and why you need to keep one. I'm Irene with Girl Talks Fish, here with practical tips on nanofish and planted aquariums. And I don't think I really knew much about Amano shrimp the first time I got one. I didn't even have any algae issues. I wanted something different than fish. And I thought shrimp were really cool looking and snails were really gross. So thankfully they are very hardy as long as you do like 3 things right. So let me explain them to you so you'll keep them alive. So Amano shrimp are these like translucent, clearish dwarf shrimp. You can pretty much see all of its organs inside. It has little brown dashes or dots running horizontally along its body. And you can buy them anywhere from like $3 to $6. They come in about 1 inch long, and then the females can get about 2 inches long. They are made famous by Takashi Amano, father of modern day aquascaping and planted aquariums, because he found they were so good at eating algae off of plants and hardscape, not so much off of the aquarium walls. You need shrimp and other catfish for that. And they're also good for scavenging for leftover pieces or food that are lying around in any cracks. Okay, let's talk about tank setup. So in terms of tank size, the general rule of thumb I've heard is 1 Amano shrimp for every 2 gallons. Well, for my 20-gallon tank over here, I personally probably wouldn't keep more than 6 Amano shrimp just because they're so voracious. Water conditions, like I said, they're very hardy. They can endure a wide range of pH. I've heard anywhere from 6.5 to 8.0. Same thing for temperature, anywhere from 65 degrees to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. They do like harder water, so a higher level of GH, especially minerals to help with their molting. So if you have really soft water like me, maybe consider adding crushed coral in your substrate or in the filter, using Wonder Shell or Sea Chem Equilibrium. Speaking of molting, if you see a white, clearish shrimp basically lying on the side, potentially broken in half, it might not be a dead shrimp, but actually just its exoskeleton that it recently molted. Now, on the other hand, if you see a shrimp lying on its side and it's like bright orange or pink, kind of looks like a cooked shrimp, then it might be a dead shrimp. In general, Amano shrimp are pretty bold, I would say. The only time I see them hiding is, again, when they have recently molted and they're a little shy afterwards. All right, let's talk about tank mates. A lot of people ask me about betta fish and Amano shrimp. Can they go together? The answer is maybe. Depends on how much cover you have and if the aquarium is large enough. So in my case, I've definitely seen, yes, a 20-gallon tank works. 5-gallon tank didn't do as well. Guppies is another one I often get asked about. I've heard they can do fine with them. At least for me, Endler's livebearers didn't bug them at all. So in general, it's yes to nanofish and invertebrates whose mouths aren't large enough to eat them, versus no to medium or larger cichlids, goldfish, really bigger fish in general. A really important thing to remember is that Amano shrimp are definitely escape artists. You must have a tight-fitting lid. And not just a tight-fitting lid, but like cover every single shrimp-sized hole there possibly is. I have a whole video over here on how to do that. But yeah, basically my first Amano shrimp ever, Panko, she lived happily in a 20-gallon community aquarium. One day I put her in a 3.5-gallon holding tank, and then poof, she disappeared. I could not find her. Searched high and low, tore apart everything in the aquarium, nothing. 6 months later, spring cleaning time, I was cleaning out the dust bunnies underneath the bed and under a pile of decorative pillows several yards away from the original aquarium, I found Panko's very, very dried up body. So yeah, lesson learned, don't do as I do. As for diet, I have inferred many times before they're very aggressive eaters. Like, they will eat anything you put in the aquarium, preferably stuff that sinks to the bottom. And in fact, if you feed them too well, they will definitely ignore all the algae in the aquarium they're supposed to be eating. I mean, these things, as soon as I put anything in the tank, I mean, they are fast. They will immediately swim to where the food is. They will outcompete fish. They'll definitely outcompete your dwarf shrimp. I've had to learn to scatter food in little piles all along the aquarium just so everybody gets a piece. In general, I don't feed them any kind of specialty shrimp food, but I do like Hikari crab cuisine just because it has a lot of good healthy minerals that invertebrates need, and then each of the Amano shrimp can kind of grab a pellet and then swim away and hide so they can secretly eat it in peace. Not a lot of people have been successful in breeding them because the larvae require salt water, and then you have to slowly step it up to fresh water as they're adults. It's just way too much trouble. But if you want to sex them, females are generally larger, like I said, about 2 inches long. Obviously, if you see eggs underneath her tail, abdomen area, that's a sure sign. And they tend to have kind of brown dashes along the side of their body, versus males are smaller and have brown dots along the side of their body. Good news is they won't breed with other types of shrimp, so you're good to go. If you want to keep a dwarf shrimp you can actually breed and earn a hefty profit with, check out my shrimp breeding series over here. Take time to enjoy your aquariums, and I'll see you in the next video.